Hello and welcome, I'm Dogright and this is my top 10 MSF characters for June 2022. As you can see, we're starting right off with number 10, that is Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is an excellent character. He wasn't supposed to be as good. He knocks back turn meter with his ultimate here. As part of that, plus doing tons and tons of damage. More if you do have positive effects, but the other thing is, of course, he heals the other characters on your team regardless of tag. They just get more of their heroes for hire. Plus, he can clear a negative effect from them as well. He's amazing. He's definitely worthy of 6 and even probably 7 red stars, depending on how your gold promos are going. So let's now move on to number 9. In at number 9 is still Captain Sam. Captain Sam's probably going to be up in this list for quite a while, and it comes down to his ultimate and special. His ultimate, it gives speed bar for skill allies, but the other thing, it gives all allies also some speed bar, just not as much as it does for skill. This is great, plus it also hits pretty hard, hitting everybody out there for 450% damage. That hits pretty hard with this character. And the other thing being his special, which also has a short cooldown, giving out ability energy to everybody. This gives more than just the skills, plus he can call a skill out for an assist. I mean, he gives defense up to all allies. I mean, it's just an absolute spectacular skill to have. He's incredibly tanky. Definitely, again, worthy of 6 red stars. Maybe even 7, depending on how you use him, but honestly, you can get away with just the 6. He is a great character. He'll probably be up here for a little while. Moving on to number 8. In at number 8 is a newcomer, and it is Squirrel Girl. I think everybody's big on Squirrel Girl now. You definitely want her big because that makes her heal more. She really is a great character. She's always had a good kit. She got that rework, and now her stats are just insane. You definitely want to make her big because of this heal being based off of her max health. And plus, on top of this, it clears all negative effects, and she calls the ally with the highest damage to attack. This is an all-around great character, but you get even more. You get the heal block and offense down here. She gives herself deflects when they, that. She gives herself speed bar. She's just an incredibly annoying character. If you have to face a big one, you know what I'm talking about. And because this, also the big thing is, of course, this is such a low cooldown at 3, she's constantly healing back up and heals everybody. Just an amazing character. Going to be around probably for a while now thanks to that rework. And now that she's using the Scourge, it makes her even more valuable. And that's why she's here at number 8. Let's head on to number 7, who might surprise you. At number 7, I probably have the most controversial one here, and that's Jessica Jones. If you haven't seen Jessica Jones since her rework, you are missing out. The big thing, of course, she is great on her team. The A-Force is usually what makes the team go, but she's also great off the team, especially if you pair her with Doctor Doom. And it all comes down to this special, really. It's only a 4 energy special. It clears all negative effects from the entire team. Then she goes on to generate ability energy up to 4 for random allies. You know, this can feed into, say, Doctor Doom, and you can end up ulting constantly with Doctor Doom. But on top of that, then you get barrier on her and all A-Force allies, plus she gets barrier to other characters only for 10% of her max health. So a bigger Jessica Jones equals more barrier for your other characters. And on top of that, she gives herself defense up and helps out the team again, and immunity as well. Which seems crazy, right? It gets even crazier when you take a look at the basic, which is then going to have a chance to attack 1 or 2 times, and every time it does that, it's generating more ability energy for herself or A-Force ally. This actually makes it so that she works better off of her team, because then she's going to generate the ability energy for herself all the time. And once she's giving herself all the ability energy, all of a sudden this 4-turn cooldown could become every other turn instead, depending on if you get lucky or not. Either way, you're not going to go more than a couple more turns before you get this again. And again, feeding back energy. This is why she works so well with Doctor Doom. He does the ultimate. She's getting 3 turns. By the time she's done, she's probably going to feed him more energy, and you end up ulting with Doctor Doom again if they happen to survive. I've actually had that happen and more when I was doing makeup punch-ups against Young Avengers. This is another character who I think we have to start considering for 6 red, spending the gold promos on. The bigger the Jessica Jones, the more barrier you get, the more survivable she's going to be. That gives her more chance to put out those, give you even more energy. And I don't know why people like to put Skirmisher on her. She has tons of focus. She doesn't need Skirmisher. If you're not landing this with 100,000% extra focus, you're doing something wrong. It clears positive effects like it's supposed to without Skirmisher. I run her as Striker. Definitely want to put this T4 into her. This gives her more health and more health for the team and more resistance, even though she doesn't really need it. But it's mostly the health, because like I said, bigger Jessica Jones, more barrier for your team, the more survivability they have, and then of course you can have get the energy out of her. It makes her a great plug-and-play character. Moving on to number 6. And at number 6 is Omega Red. This is a truly legendary character who's probably going to be around for a while because of what he does, and he's got a big health pool. Obviously, number 1 team in war is Weapon X. Offense or probably maybe even defense. Maybe Dormal could say defense, but all around he's always good. He's a great plug-and-play character. If you just need an extra mutant character for like a Scourge, he's probably going to be on your team. Because he has the ability blocks. He's the character that was first could put trauma out. But the other thing is his abilities: steal health percent, steal health percent, steal health percent, and reduce speed bar on that one as well. The ultimate. He is just an insane character. Steal health percent as we get these bigger and bigger characters. This means he's going to be stealing even more health. He's constantly healing himself. He's going to be around for a while. He's going to be the character once Weapon X eventually becomes obsolete. He's going to be the one that sticks around. That's why he is so good. That's why he is truly legendary. And why he's on this list at number 6. But moving on to number 5. And at number 5 we have Kestrel. She has fallen down a bit. Kind of getting pushed out of the arena now, as we have more and more comps with just using the Eternals and Darkhold, and now Dormammu. She's kind of falling a little bit out of favor, but still incredibly useful in both the tech section and skill section of raids. She's still a dangerous character because she's dropped out a bit more out of the arena. Doesn't mean she's not still a good character. You still don't want to be facing a 7/7 Kestrel. Incredible use, of course, in Cosmic Crucible. The big thing being this one, when she kills a character with this of her ultimate, they can't revive. Helps with the Dormammu. And the fact that she's constantly pinging when somebody has defense down and somebody else in your team hits that character with defense down. She's going to be around probably for a while, despite her being over a year old now. But she does have a little bit of she can be frail sometimes and die quickly in tech. You gotta kind of watch her. She does need the red stars to really put out max damage. But she probably gets fairly crazy once we get her up to level 90 when she's doing even more damage. It should be interesting to see. Let's move on to number 4. In at number 4 is the Dark Dimension 4 reward, Dr. Doom. He's going to be another one who's going to be around for a while. Just because he has probably the best ultimate in the game, essentially giving you 6 turns plus a full heal on top of that, because he gives himself 3 turns and then he gives another ally another 3 turns. That's 6 turns in a row. That is hard to be beaten. He is losing some viability since he's no longer used in the arena because he is a mystic and a controller. He gets shut down hard by the Darkhold, mostly by Morgan. He's only used in the tech version of the raids. He's no longer used in mystic raids. So his value has gone down a little bit, but he's still incredibly good. You still have to really think about it when you're facing him. Otherwise, because if that ult goes off, he's going to probably kill you. If we get the Fabled Tech team, he could drop a little bit more, but he'll probably still be up here in the top 10. It's just a matter of where exactly does he fall. Still an excellent character. Still want to get him. Moving on to number 3. In at number 3 is Dormammu, the Dark Dimension 5 reward. Before Cosmic Crucible, he was a little bit lower to me, but now with Cosmic Crucible being such an important game mode, he has gotten much more valuable. Of course, we use him in the arena. I found places for him in the raids now that I have him. I can use him in the Mystic nodes now. He's pretty much one of those characters, if you can use him, you're probably going to use him. His only downside is he does have to be at full health in order to give out the revives to the entire team. And of course the fact that he doesn't revive himself, he just dies once. He can be a little bit slow though, that's the only problem with him, but overall he's still an amazing character. He might even be worth spending a couple bucks to get. If you don't have him, he will definitely help you out. Not really much else to say about him other than he's really hard to get because of DD5 requiring so much heal gear, but this is a character you definitely want on your roster. Moving on to number 2. Yeah, some people are probably not going to agree with this one, but this is probably the one of the oldest characters on this list, and that is Emma Frost. Hasn't gotten a rework, hasn't needed it. Her kit's amazing as is because she does the only thing. She's the only person in the game, thanks to her passive, that actually reduces the 10% speed for all her enemies. That alone makes her really great. The fact that she can clear all the debuffs with the special here makes her even better. The fact that she can do mind control here with the highest attack damage means even as she gets a little bit older, she's still helping to turn the tables and use the power of your enemies against them with that whole mind control thing, or just using your more powerful allies. She is a go-to character whenever we need her because of that speed down assist so critical in a turn-based game. She's stuck around this long. I think she'll be sticking around longer unless we get characters where you can't actually affect their speed stat, not speed bar. That's why she still works in Room 6 in Cosmic Crucible. Her value is just always going to be there as long as we can do that. Now, if they do something like I said, where characters can't be affected with their speed stat, then her value is going to drop. Still incredibly useful in the arena. We're constantly using her to get that speed bar advantage. This is a character. This is why she's number 2. But there is one person better. If you're looking for the Eternals, by the way, you're not going to find them on this list because they're a duo. They don't count. I only wanted to do single characters this month. So, moving on to number 1. And I don't think number 1's going to come to a surprise, says you. It is Morgan Le Fay. This is absolutely the total package of a legendary. Reducing speed, resetting that speed bar, healing herself up, clearing those negative effects, stealing health, ability blocking controllers, everything, high resistance, high focus when she needs it. Just an absolutely amazing character. Get all the stars you can on her. Build her as big as you possibly can. She has a huge health pool. She's part of the arena meta. I mean, there's not much more I can say about her. She's going to be one of the four. She's one of the 4 horsemen. I imagine once we have all the horsemen in Apocalypse, she'll still be very meta. She could still be the best one out of them. We don't know yet. But right now, she's definitely the best character in the game. Not a character you want to be facing solo. That's for sure. And if you're wondering why I didn't include any Eternals on here, it's because they were best as a duo. I didn't include any duos, no Cloak and Dagger, although they wouldn't make it up here. No Eternals, but Icarus and Cersei aren't here as well. That's just why. Morgan Le Fay is definitely number 1. Until next time, everybody.